Welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health, where we bring you all the important information you need to know about NAFDAC. The agency is saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding our health by ensuring that the foods, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment made available to us are safe and wholesome. My name is Tosin Adebayo. Safeguarding the health of the nation is the core mandate of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. And as such, the agency ensures all regulatory activities carried out are in line with its mandate. On today's episode, we channel our spotlights on regulatory and enforcement activities carried out by the agency in ensuring the nation is free and safe from unhealthy practices.
The strength of a regulatory agency also lies in the enforcement. In fact, if there is no enforcement, there will not be a regulatory agency, because a regulatory agency is supposed to enforce or to control, of course, the regulatory activities, and to enforce, to ensure that people do not violate the regulations. Therefore, enforcement is extremely important in NAFDAC, but it is not just as part of our regular activities. The Federal Task Force C-34 law is domiciled in NAFDAC. The headquarters of the Federal Task Force is in NAFDAC. And it is supposed to, the Federal Task Force is supposed to control, to ensure there are no fake medicines in the country, no unwholesome foods in the country. And with that Federal Task Force headquarters in Lagos, you have 36 state task forces. So enforcement is so important for NAFDAC as a regulatory agency, but in terms of food, drugs, chemicals, and all the things, that it is extremely important for the country.
Packaged and bottled water production is required to be carried out in a hygienic environment with the required equipment put in place to ensure its safety. NAFDAC, in safeguarding the health of the nation, ensures packaged water manufacturers adhere strictly to the Good Manufacturing Practice Standard through constant unannounced inspections to manufacturing facilities. These inspections are to ensure manufactured products maintain quality standards.
As part of our activities in safeguarding the health of the public, it's one of the activities we carry out is unannounced inspections of facilities, and we say routine inspections. And the main objective of these unannounced inspections is to see people the way they carry out their activities when the regulator is not there on a day-to-day basis. How consistent are they with good manufacturing practice standards? So in the week of 28th February to 4th of March, we carried out our regular unannounced inspections in the Alagbado area of Lagos. That's in the Alimosho local government, Alagbado and Alakuko. We had to shut down 3 facilities for varied lapses in good manufacturing practice. Some of them had, we say if a product doesn't carry a NAFDAC registration number, that's a fake product. So no NAFDAC registration numbers. These were water facilities producing sachet water and bottled water. Some of them had no bottle lines, so they were manually filling water into the bottles. And you know that this is a risk factor for introducing contaminants into the water. Some were producing in the open, just out there in the open, not in any facility, not an enclosed structure. Some of the products had very bad hygienic conditions. So they were producing in very poor hygienic conditions, very poor good manufacturing practice in place. And in one of the facilities, we got speaking with people in the neighborhood. We got to find out, we were told that these people produce between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. So they're producing out of hours. So obviously, you know that these are people who want to operate outside of regulation. So they obviously don't want to come within regulation. And did I already mention that some had no NAFDAC registration numbers? Yes. Okay, so you can imagine where you have people just filling water into bottles, some operating with their UV sterilizers, not in place, there but not on. Actually, we went into one of the places and the people, they took to their heels when they saw that NAFDAC had come. So obviously, if you are operating the way you should operate, the presence of the regulator should not be something that makes you take to your heels and run away. So those facilities had to be shut down on that day because of the dangers they pose to the consuming public, consuming the water that we cannot vouch or we cannot guarantee is being produced under good manufacturing practice standards.
Many Nigerians see water as a small-scale industry, particularly when you talk about sachet water. And they feel there should be less regulations and allow them to distribute the water and sell, more of profit-making venture. But one thing they need to understand is the fact that only a mistake or a contaminant in water alone can kill a local community. So we're not taking it lightly. Most often we'll go for routine inspections. It's not just registering the water. We monitor seriously what is going on. And ironically, the mentality of our people is shocking. The moment they come for production, they meet the documentations are okay, the factories are intact, they meet NAFDAC regulations, and they get their numbers. And immediately they have the numbers, they go to sleep. You enter a cloakroom, for example, where ideally that should be the first place you remove your clothes, wear the one for the factory, change the shoes, which meets the standards when you got your number. But you find a bed, you see somebody sleeping, you see machines, you see gallons of oil, things that can actually contaminate the end product. They don't renew their documents. They wait until when NAFDAC will come to disturb them. They do not in any way have treatment plans. Some of them, they have the modules, which is okay from the beginning, but they found out that they don't even bother to reload these treatment modules. They keep on using and using and using and using 1 year, 2 years. And there's one unique thing about treatment modules. Without changing them, there's no treatment. You must have an in-house check. For example, pH meter. The table water of any location is different. They can never be the same. The geological survey, the one you have in Lekki cannot be the same in Ikorodu. The one you have in Isolo cannot be the same in Aja. So certainly when you have rain, for example, when you have rainwater going in, the level changes. The treatment certainly is going to be different because over time, when you use these treatment modules, they get worn off. So it depends on the kind of capacity of production that you have. Somebody that have sachet water machine factory, for example, you have almost 20 machines. You cannot compare your capacity with someone that has only one machine. So certainly if it's 6 months it takes for somebody that has one machine, it cannot be for you to upload your treatment modules. It cannot be the same for somebody that has 20 because your production is much compared to somebody that has one. So those kind of mentalities, we try to train our people. That is not the same thing. So if you are looking at 6 months before you upload your modules for treatment, change the selection modules for your sand levels, your activated carbons, before you now change your microfilters, you can't compare both. It's totally different. You find out that most of them, again, they have the infrared. After going through the treatment modules, we have the UV water sterilizer. It's expected that the UV should be working, most especially for microbial disinfections, but they don't even bother. It's like, what do you call it now, a furniture to most of them. After all, is what NAFDAC wants them to put in place. But again, do you monitor it? Does it actually do the work it's supposed to do? But they don't. You know, so in most of our routine inspections, those are part of the things we see, and we try to lecture them. We do a lot of trainings.
We put this place on hold last week on our normal routine inspection. That is unannounced inspection to check whether the company is still complied with the requirement of NAFDAC. On getting here, we made them produce a flavored drink that is not registered with NAFDAC. A flavored drink that is not registered with NAFDAC, and also produce a flavored drink that is not registered with NAFDAC, and also the water producing without production manager, no barcoding device attached to the machine. We put the premises on hold. But today as we come, they have started operating, producing, break our whole label, and do what they want. We are here to confirm the food in full, whether the water is registered, because it's not in our record that this water is registered. We put them on hold. But today they have removed our whole label. They were producing again, made them on ground. And when we came last week, they told us they always produce out of hour. That is from 6 in the evening to 6 a.m. in the morning, 6 p.m. in the evening to 6 a.m. in the morning. That is how they normally produce before. But today as we come back, we made them produce it. They have removed the whole label on the sachet water machine. But the one on the flavored drink is still there. The one on the flavored drink is still there. And the lady we met on ground, the lady we met on ground, she is the one doing the production. She told us that she's not the one that opened the place. That is the owner of the premises that opened the place for her for the production. We are going for another operation. We discover this area. A room is being used to produce sachet and bottled water.
Let's see.
The hygiene is poor. The good manufacturing practice is poor. This is evidence that they are producing sachet water, bottled water. And this is their sachet water. Producing bottled water from this point. It's unfortunate.
NAFDAC and your health will be right back. Please stay tuned.
As part of NAFDAC concerted effort to prevent incessant food poisoning and to safeguard the health of the nation, the agency wishes to advise the general public to take the following precautionary measures in food handling. Chemicals are not food, so do not taste with your tongue. It is dangerous to health and it can kill. It is dangerous to cook your meat with paracetamol or any drug. It can damage your liver, kidneys, or other organs. Do not ripen your fruits with calcium carbide. It can cause cancer or damage the kidneys or liver. It is dangerous to use sniper to keep insects and other flies away from any food products. Cooking does not remove sniper. Do not consume any mixture or herbal preparation that do not have NAFDAC number. It could be deadly. Too much monosodium glutamate food seasoning that comes as cube or in sachet can be dangerous to your health. Do not add any chemical to food or drink to make it sour or improve taste. Safe food. Everyone's business. NAFDAC. Safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, you're watching NAFDAC and your health. An essential process a product must undergo before being made available for public consumption is proper registration.
Before you go into production, the process is pretty clear. You need to register your product with the agency, and so that gives us the opportunity to do the regular checks during the process of registration, which means your documentation is in order. We vet the documents, we go into the facility for inspection, we draw samples, they are sent to the laboratory for analysis so that they can be pronounced to be safe and fit for consumption, that they will not cause harm to the consumer. And after this, these are all tied up in what we say is the registration process, and the NAFDAC registration number is issued.
The system of registration has improved greatly over the year under the current dispensation, and we've really gone online. We don't do most things physically now. We have a platform called NAPAMS, which is a NAFDAC Global Registration Portal. You don't need to physically come to us before you upload your documents. You upload your document in the comfort of your home or your company, and we are able to have access to it to start the process. The three components for product registration, there's a segment called application and documentation. When you apply and you document e-wise by uploading into our portal, we assess it for its correctness. If there is no corrective actions, we process further and trigger request for inspection. And the inspection report, in addition to this documentation, plus the third segment, which is the laboratory report of the samples. These are the three components we need to give you market authorization. Once you have the correct documents submitted on those products and companies applying, and you have a good satisfactory inspection report, as well as satisfactory lab report, person is due to have his product registered within a maximum of 60 to 90 days, depending on the grade of the company registry, whether it's a micro or a small or medium enterprise.
NAFDAC Automated Product Administration and Monitoring System, NAPAMS, is a platform created by the agency to enable easy and convenient product registration.
The platform, that's napams.org, is interactive. Apart from being interactive, we have many phases of communicating with our customer. When you cross an activity, you get notified on your platform, on your account on the platform, as well as you get an email into your telling you that this has just been done. But let me give an example. If you're registering and you have successfully uploaded your document and we have vetted, if we vetted successfully and proceed to the next level, it will trigger an email notifying you that this step has just been concluded. You are going to the next step. Then if you enter your own platform, you will see those gradations of activity in different format of coloration. The one pending, the one ended, processes that have been ended, you will see all of them in such identified color. So you really have a way of tracking from beginning to the end the processes for registration of product. It involves all people, not just people manufacturing within Nigeria alone. Even if you are importing, it's the same thing. You don't need to stay and be looking for appointment to come to NAFDAC. All you go to is to go to our portal and make an application for the process you want. And the tracking is effective, not just on our backside, but also on the client side or the customer side. You know every step that is taking place and what time is taking place, and you are also duly notified, not just on the platform, but on your email. So if you have issue and you think you needed to make a case, you send a kind of observation on input to info.napalms.org. That's to tell you that I noticed that this process has been done up to this side. I've been pending here for these 2 weeks. I've not seen any advancement. They will reply back immediately. You know, our service providers will receive it and tell you what the issue is. Particularly if you have a compliance directive showing or indicating to you what is supposed to be closed up that has not been done, or what needs to be addressed for your application to progress further. So you might have such a CD, we send email and we notify you on the platform. Some individuals might not check the platform for a long time. They might not check their mail. So if you happen to check your mail and you don't know which of the segment of your own account to check for CD, you might be tempted to think that it's delayed unusually. And you can send a note to info@napalms.gov, and they will respond and let you know that this is actual case that is making your application to pen for this while. When application has that compliance directive, automatically it leaves our own side. We will not be able to view it, and the timing, that is the timeline, stops automatically. If we are supposed to register in 60 days, the time that it stops for till you reply will not count to the total expected period that you are required to have had your products registered. It goes on for everybody, whether you are micro, you are small or big, or you are importing. Everybody has his timeline. And one of the improvements we've had now is complying to timeline. If you do your due diligence in terms of documentation and your products pass lab and inspection is done, some people are even having it faster. That is, in case of 60 days, you end up, maybe it's done within 30 days. In the validity of 90 days, some people are having it done 60 days. That's how it's running. Then for import, some people are even having it, within the shortest time, 60 days they've completed a due process because of the effectiveness of the new system we are using by processing on the platform, which is quite different from what we used to do manually way back. And manually, it means your presence in our office, making crowd presence. We have reduced that crowd presence because of application of technology in registration, and it's really working very well. So the potential or actual people who have products to register with NAFDAC will have to take advantage of the platform for improved service delivery.
And that's our package for today. Please join us same time, same station next week for a fresh edition. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email, reforms@nafdac.gov.ng, or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded. Importing, producing, distributing and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activities in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of our nation. See you next week. Stay safe.